improve guys. And every game we played them, it's been a battle. And at no point in time did I ever feel like we would really get away from them. But at the end, we made a push, and you know what? We felt at some time that they would go to back our guards down, and which they did. But we, again, you got to give them credit. And then we, on offense, I got a little bit impatient. Didn't move the ball tonight as well as we'd been doing, playing with the speed. And when we were able to get the game under control there, and we were playing with speed and moving the ball and playing with a type of passion that we need to play with on both ends.
Rick, just Andy's 3-point success, do you think that was them getting hot, or you all maybe doing something defensively on the 3-point line?
Well, first of all, we believe they can really shoot the ball to anybody we play. And if you're not there, and if you're not playing defense with a on edge where you're giving them, they don't need much room, and they really they run terrific offense. They really do, and they're disciplined. They know what they're looking for. You know, when Coach House calls something, they executed it, and they don't need daylight, and what they do, and they do it well. Whether they might be missing those shots, they're not going to get away from what they do. But I just felt like we were a step slow tonight. A couple of different guys, and it's been a tough grind right through here, and it's not going to get easier. But every night you're going to have to play 40 minutes and get leads, and you start throwing lifelines out there. People are going to take advantage of it. They will. I can assure you that. Because they're not going to go away on anybody. You go back and look. There hasn't been a game last month that they haven't been in and haven't had a chance to win. And they're as improved as any team in our league this year. Again, and he do a good job. We are, as we've talked about, we're trying to get him moving around and getting him doing different things. And a couple of times we tried to get him inside. The second call we shouldn't have called. I mean, we didn't want to get back to that twice. And Zakai felt like that's what he felt at that point in time, which is fine. I mean, those guys, you have to trust them. But John I do think he's moving much better. I really do. I think he's getting himself more active on offense and defensively. He knows what we need to get done. It's just a matter of him doing it night in and night out.
Rick, you've been doing this a while. Which do you appreciate more, winning in 7 straight games or beating a team? I mean, you talked about Vandy and how much they've improved. That's 10 straight for Vandy.
Well, again, that is the fact that, I think we've been at it here long. I mean, I can only tell. I can't even tell how much respect I have for Jerry Stackhouse and what he's done. He came into a tough situation where he had to establish, like any coach coming in, he knew what he wanted to do. He's gone about it his way, and when we were over there, tough night because they weren't allowed to have their students. But honestly, you said I've been doing it a long time. I want to win games, and I want to win the next one up and the next one. I don't think about things like that because I think you run runs like that, and then I just tell you, as long as he's there, they're going to keep getting better. They're going to continue this. They are now. I mean, I can watch a lot of their games. They've been right there, and he hasn't had his whole team all either. And once he get them all back in there, can get them together this next month. I mean, I think see a lot from him as he continues to do what he's doing. But again, I think of games that's up next, and I'm not much in the. I mean, we've won. I haven't even thought about that. I just know that you can't live in the past. You got to put it behind. We'll scrub it out, but we've got to get ready for the next one. I thought we started out the regular season was tough as schedule as anybody. When you the way the season was picked with the preseason. But looking at how coming down the stretch, I'm not sure anybody has a more difficult schedule than us because the way the years played out point. That's why we can't get caught up in anything other than preparing for this game.
Ryan, Grant, and Carson.
What does it say about just confidence for him to minimize shots tonight and keep punting them and hit those 4 big free throws?
Well, he does. I mean, I think last week, I think Rob, one of you guys asked me to be in Santi playing a lot of minutes, and Joe's played a lot of minutes, and it was we got back late the other night from Mississippi. And I was really concerned about our guys because we talked about their leadership. And I do think it showed up for us again tonight. When we were in a battle, we were fighting for our lives at the end, but Joe logged a lot of minutes, and he's a guy that allows us to do a lot on the defensive end. Got to get Brandon to that point to where he can do it. We got to get Jonas, everyone, because playing Vandy, they present a lot of problems. If you're not in a position, you do some switching, they can. It's a nightmare. But we just Joe is. We've got the utmost confidence in him, and he's going to take good shots. And again, we talked about him shooting well. We think every time it leaves his hand, it's going to go in.
Do you Kennedy's response to the game after not having obviously his most productive?
Again, I thought he played a little tired tonight, or he pushed the ball the way we needed him to, bringing the speed at the end, the burst that we need him to with. We need that from him, and we on both ends. But at the end, the guards were the ones that made the big push for us down the stretch.
He just asked. Sure. Cool. Who else did I miss? Wes, did you have one?
Rick, how tough does Scott Pippen make defense for guys? I mean, just the amount of things that he had in his game and the way that he can work things seems like it's a lot to deal with.
Well, I think it's a real credit to him how much he's improved his game since he's been there. But I also think it's a real credit to the Vanderbilt staff because they put him in some situations. They were doing some good stuff, trying just to switch so they could get who they wanted on the defensive end to back down there. And when a guy can hold the ball that long and he's clever, they get him playing off triple threat and ball screens where he's they don't close the gap, he's going to split it. But they have some good motion tonight that was really getting distorted a little bit in our green coverage. And again, that goes back to Coach Stackhouse and his staff. I mean, they were creating some real dilemmas for him. But the fact that Scottie Pippen continue to get better, I have great respect for guys that get better day after game and after year, and so they have put him in a great position to be successful with the way the different things they allow him to do and have him do.
Brian, then Rob.
Guards have been in foul trouble pretty consistently last few games. How do you balance and then play with aggression and kind of not picking up?
Well, there's some we can't foul. I mean, we talk to him all the time. You can never go forward. I mean, Kennedy's got a 6'7" wingspan. He's got to learn how to vertically. I mean, referees, it's very difficult when you go up and come down, and I mean, it's whether there's contact or not, it looks like a foul, and more times than not, it's a foul. And that's playing smart. Santi's fourth foul, he can't do it. I mean, I know he's playing aggressive. I mean, his presence in the game means more than that still at that point in time. So we've got to get a little bit smarter and knowing, again, we need their fine line between being aggressive and being overly aggressive or being careless. And sometimes we have guys that are himself and Zakai and Brandon because they're careless sometimes, almost like they still playing high school basketball where they're giving up position for a steal, and they played enough now to know that at this level you get burnt, whether it's with a foul or giving them numbers, and so we need to clean that up.
Because you got a lost SEC game where you out-rebounded the opponent. You took it to Vandy tonight, but you don't really have none of your bigs are your great rebounders. So how much do you to the team that he's got to chip in? Everybody has to do.
Well, early in the year, it was a major concern. We talk about blocking out, but we expect our guards to come and get them. We need them down. We need them to come and clean it up. But they're first of all, he's got a 6'7" wingspan. He's played much bigger than his height, and Zakai's got just a hard. I mean, think about how it is. He'll go there and just get in the mix, but. It's a team. It's got to be a team effort. We need to do that. We've got to rebound, and we need it on both ends. I mean, Justin Powell had I mean, the Moses Malone play where he shot his own shot 3 times, and came with 6 rebounds. But the fact is we can't be the team we want to be defensively. If we don't clean it up, and we be a team on the offensive end that we're not one and done when we're playing the way we want to play.
Anything else for coach? Okay, go to the back. Mr. Carter.
How would you rate how would you rate the play of Jonas and Brandon evening minutes
You
today?
know what?
How would you rate the play of?
I think
Brandon?
they're. I do. I think they're both gonna continue to help us. I think they both like Brandon is going to. I think the more he's out there, he's going to continue to learn. He's going to have to play off feet and going to have to really use his body and put body into people and not jumping away from it and throwing up shots that are really almost possible for anybody to make. And I think Jonas is relaxed and does things. And when we're in a game and we're coming back, we have in our mind how we want to continue to rotate guys. And we get a 16 point and they start coming back. It changes all that because you're fighting, try to keep them to stop their momentum. And it's not fair at that time to probably put some of those guys out there and they coming and it hasn't really not a lot to do. And we've kind of opened the floodgates and you're afraid that you'll lose their confidence there. And I want those guys, and I think they know we're counting on them. And the more they play and the more that we can, we just can't be careless. They can't make careless mistakes. Brandon is a bit of a ball handler to throw the ball away. He turned it over in there twice, but if he'll play off 2 feet and play with the thrust that he has, he can really become a force.
Hey, Coach, a more lighthearted question. What did you learn about the phrase push key, and why did you decide to use it?
What Tom told me, if I had to answer that, I should say that. What was your comment? If I have to answer that, what was it, Tom?
You gotta hang up.
If you got to ask, you're not pushing P. But when I was asked about pushing P, first time I said, what is it talking about? And really true, the person that was more dumbfounded than me was Kelly Harper. And they asked me what I said DP, they said just pushing P. I got about 6 different answers on it. And then finally, I think who was it that said it's keeping pressure, keep playing. And I think that was Zakai or I don't even Tom knew what it was, but yeah, just guess keep pushing P,
All right, let's finish up with Rand.
You guys remember that Kentucky game a few weeks ago?
You want what?
I said, do you guys remember that Kentucky game?
They certainly will. We're starting tomorrow. We'll come in and again, Kentucky played great. I said it and I'll say it again. They would have beaten anybody in the country. They were just phenomenal. It's a basketball game that's ever that we've coached against since. They were phenomenal. They came out and hit us early, and then we gave them room to get out and run, and that basket was like had a magnet to it, and you can't take anything away from them because they did anything and everything they wanted to do, and I think they've improved since then too. I think we've improved, and there's a lot of mistakes that we made in that game that we certainly can't make again, or we'll get the same results.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.
Not what it is.